teacher. Today I'll be talking about something I've learned in math called algebra, and I'll be talking about how to solve stuff for it and how it's useful in real life. I'll also be showing some examples. So first, when we're gonna be solving something from algebra, like let's say a number problem, word problems. Step 1, we have to identify the numbers that we're looking for. We should pick a variable for that number, and if we're looking for more numbers, pick more variables and carefully input the relationship of each number to that said variable. Step 2, we write an equation or inequality. If the problem isn't equal, this step requires careful examination of a question and of the variables from step 1. This step may require you to read the problem many times. Step 3. Solve the equation, or simplify using the PEMDAS rule. The PEMDAS rule means parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. It states the order of operations and in what order you should solve them by. Then for step 4, we have to identify and label our answers. Then we check the conditions of the problem, and of course, you have to recheck everything to be sure that it all fits. So first, for one of my most favorite examples, I'd be talking about lever problems. So, in a lever problem, there's usually one formula that's used. Weight 1 times distance 1 should be equal to weight 2 times distance 2. It gives the relationship of the weight and distances from the fulcrum. So, I made an example. Made up weighted 120 pounds and sat on one end of a teeter-totter or seesaw, 8 feet from the center. Fessed up weighted 160 pounds and sat on the other side. How far in feet, or from the fulcrum, must Fess sit to the balance point is at the center of the board? Let x be Fess's distance from the fulcrum in feet, and May weighs 120 pounds and sits on the end of the teeter-totter. May sits 8 feet from the center. Fess weighted 160 pounds and sat on the other side. You already have found that you would let x equal Fess distance. Now, these 4 points that I made here were just points to show the information I gathered from this certain question. So here's the formula I made. Weight 1 times distance 1 equals weight 2 times distance 2, where W is weight and D is the distance. So we substitute. Weight 1 is equal to 120, distance 1 is equal to 8 feet, weight 2 is equal to 160, and distance 2 is equal to x. Distance 2 is Fess. So the variables that have a 2 in them are basically from Fess. So we substitute. 120 times 8 should be equal to 160x. So 960 is equal to 160x. We simplify, divide both sides of the equation by 160, and x will be 6. So Fess must sit 6 feet from the fulcrum. Now this is very simple to understand because it's kinda easy. But for other questions that require you to actually make a formula, like per se age problems, I have an example for that too. Age problems. Age problems are problems that have something to do with age, and they usually require you to solve how old someone is with the given information you have. So here's one of the stuff I've found. Joe is 5 years older than twice Teresa's age. The sum of their ages is 23. What are their ages? Right now, I'm sure you might think that this must be a very easy question. And yes, I do agree. I wanted to start off with a simple question. So, step 1. Let x be Teresa's age and let 2x plus 5 be Joe's age. So I wrote this because, as I said earlier, step 1 was to identify the variables. Then step 2, we substitute. 2x plus 5 equals 23. Okay, the next, step 3, 2x. So now for step 3 we're actually going to have to simplify. So 2x plus 5 equals 23. 3x plus 5 equals 23. 3x equals 18. X equals 6. So from this information we've gathered, we could safely say that Joe is 17 years old and Theresa is 6 years old. Now, algebra has a lot more uses than just for age. Um, I'm nearing my conclusion here, so I guess what I just wanted to say was algebra is actually fun and has use in real life. I used to think there was no point in doing algebra because it seemed so repetitive and I don't think I'd apply it anywhere. But as it was shown earlier with the thing with the fulcrum and the seesaw, it clearly showed that algebra is needed in order to do some things in life. So I hope my presentation was able to give you a much, would encourage you to study algebra more and also have fun with it.